Hi, my name's Aaron Marcus. I'm really looking forward to this interview with Priya. And just really quickly, a little bit about me. I've been very fortunate, been a full-time actor and a commercial model for a little over 34 years now. Um, Done more than 1,250 jobs. I do pretty much anything I can get my hands on. Some things you might have seen me in. I had a recurring role on House of Cards. I was recently in the Jon Stewart, Steve Carell film, Irresistible. Worked on Gotham, Mr. Robot, Halt and Catch Fire, The Wire, going back many years, The West Wing, and just done tons of TV commercials, voiceover work, independent films, feature films, and television shows. Actually, I also do a lot of workshops. Used to travel the globe doing in-person workshops. Right now, I'm doing a lot of online workshops as well as online private mentoring, and I'll mention some of that to you later. But we met when she took one of my workshops in Pennsylvania. I think so. The short version is I was a full-time college student. I needed a part-time job to support myself and met an actor. He told me what he did, and I thought, wow, that sounds interesting. And that's how I got started. And that was over 34 years ago. Actually, probably about 36 years ago, because I've been doing it full time for 34 years. And I did it part-time for 2 years while I was a full-time college student. And it's been a pretty amazing journey to be able to do this. I feel very, very fortunate. So look, I've taken lots of classes, and I tell you, something that I've learned over the years is that, and look, everybody does things differently. And there is not, one way, one method, one style of acting that you have to incorporate in order to be successful. Everybody does things differently. Some people like, method acting. Some people don't use any concept of method. And so what I do is I kind of pick and choose different things from different teachers that I have found helpful to me. And that's what I incorporate. And so when I am doing private online mentoring, and by the way, you can get more information about my mentoring if you just go to my website, howtoactamodel.com. It's all spelled out, /private mentoring. I'm sorry, it's howtoactamodel.com /mentoring program. Howtoactamodel.com /mentoring program. And what I always do is I make it very clear. What I am teaching you is not the gospel. What I'm teaching you is what I have found helpful. And if you find it helpful, then use it. And maybe you'll use pieces of it, parts of it. Maybe you've grabbed information from other people. Look, it's like playing an instrument. There isn't one technique that you have to use. Doesn't make any difference. The point is, do you sound great? Do you move people? Do you touch people when you're playing? Same with acting. However you do it, doesn't matter. But having techniques, having concepts will make it much easier, much better. It will make you feel more secure while you're working if you do have techniques to fall back on and to utilize. And even as far as preparation goes, let me just give you one, give you an example, because I always like to share real examples with people when I'm talking to them. Let's say you get an opportunity to audition for a television show. Well, first of all, congratulations, that's incredible. It's really hard to get an audition. Getting the audition, that's winning. Booking the job, look, you have full control over your audition. You have no control over who decides who's going to book the job. Maybe you're too tall, you're too short, you're too good looking, you're not good looking enough, your body's not in good enough shape, your body isn't too good a shape. Maybe you remind the director of his ex-wife who he can't stand. Who knows? But preparation, here's what you need to do. You need to watch the show. Sounds simple. Sounds like, well, of course. Most people don't. You need to know, is this a comedy? Is this a drama? What are the characters like? You know, are they over the top? Is a lot of slapstick? Do people talk very quickly? Or is it just more laid back when they're talking? Is it more subtle? You need to know all of that. And you need to know who all the characters are. If you walk into the audition and you ask the casting director, so I'm reading with Mary, and who's Mary? And she says, well, she's the star of the show. You're not probably not going to get the job because you're going to be viewed as a lazy actor who didn't do his or her homework. So watch the show, be very familiar with it. If you're auditioning for a film, then you can't watch it because it hasn't been made yet. But what you can do is get the director's name, go to imdb.com, Internet Movie Database, look up the name of the director, find out what other projects this person has directed, and then go to YouTube and watch clips of the person's work so you get a better sense of the style of the director, which will help you in your audition. So those are just like one of just a insignificant amount of things that I would be teaching you in private sessions. But yeah, just, you know, having a real systematic framework and knowing what to do will be invaluable to you. So, you know, once again, I do full day workshops on each one of these topics. So short version, here's my advice to you. Don't take anything personally in this industry. It's sometimes it's very hard not to. You know, you go to an audition, you don't book the job, and you start thinking, they didn't like me. You go to try to get representation with an agent, they just didn't like me. And it's easy, trust me, I know, it's easy to take it personally, start feeling bad about yourself, kicking yourself, you're not any good, nobody likes you, you know, what am I doing wrong? The fact of the matter is, I'm not saying, look, maybe your auditions weren't good. That's very possible. Maybe you weren't right for that particular role. That's why you didn't get it. Maybe you look too much like, you know, one of the other actors who's already established in the show. Maybe you're auditioning for the mom or dad and you look nothing like the kid who's guest starring on the show. But the fact is, these are all business decisions. They're not personal decisions. You know, it's not a matter of, I don't want to be your friend because I don't like your personality. You just were not right for that role. It could be a variety of reasons, but it's nothing personal. And I think the quicker you stop taking it personally, the better it's going to be. Just like, don't ever compare yourself to somebody else. Once again, trust me, I've experienced this a million times. You go into a casting, you're in a casting director's office, and you start looking around the room and you start saying, oh, I've seen that person. Matter of fact, I've seen that person in like a lot of movies, or the person had his own TV show. He's probably had so much more experience than me. And it's like, what am I doing here? And you start comparing yourself to other people. And you have to remember, you bring something unique to the table that nobody else in this world brings. I'm not saying that there aren't people with more experience. I'm not saying there aren't people who maybe are more talented, maybe people who are better looking, maybe people who fit that role better. Absolutely. But you are going to bring something unique because you have a different life story than anybody else in this world, things that are special to you. And that's what you're going to utilize. So, you know, don't take things personally. And don't compare yourself to anybody else. You are someone who is special and brings something different to the read. Well, Oh boy, there's a lot to say about that. Um, One is um, how important it is to take good care of yourself, um, to stay healthy, to exercise, to be smart, with the way you're leading your life. But most importantly, be good to yourself. It's easy to feel down. It's easy to feel depressed. It's easy to lash out at people, especially, if you are at home a lot. Um, I mean, I've been on the set once since February. Um, I do have, looks like I've got a job tomorrow, so that's exciting. Um, but it's a very different world. And so, what I decided to do, there are a lot of different routes that people can take, and I don't know that one's better than the other, but I'll tell you what I did. I figured this is a time where I'm probably not going to be auditioning that much because there were many, many, many months where the industry was just shut down. There was just nothing happening. It is beginning to happen now. Hopefully, it will continue. We'll have to see. But while things were very quiet, I decided this is a time I want to start doing some work on things that I just didn't have time to before. Um, and so one of the things that I really worked on was really changing around my home audition process. And I have lots of videos about this. And I'll get to this in just a second, my YouTube channel. But the short version is when I got a new laptop, I use a MacBook Pro, and my old one was great for home auditions. And when I got my new one, it wasn't great. Matter of fact, it was bad. It didn't work with the lighting. The cameras were making changes that I didn't want them to, but I couldn't stop them from making the changes. And I probably spent a good month just testing, trying out things, getting different equipment, buying apps, moving locations in my home office, just doing tons of things differently until I finally got what I wanted. Um, so I decided to use this downtime to really improve things. Because I knew then, and I certainly know now, home auditions are going to be essential. I even had, it was a GOSI, which is a audition for models. Um, it was a home audition. They actually wanted, this was a modeling job, I don't know if I have it yet, where I had to actually shoot a little video talking about some different things. This is a GOSI, it's a print ad, but that's what they wanted. And for people who don't know how to shoot things at home, they don't have the right equipment, um, you're going to be way behind, and you don't want to be in a situation where all of a sudden you get some auditions that you have to shoot at home, and now you're starting to scramble. And that is why I have tons of videos that I also sell on my website, howtoactandmodel.com, that you can check out. One of them, I just did it in September, how to shoot home auditions that casting directors will love. And so you really want to learn what lighting you need, what kind of equipment you need, microphones, techniques, where your eye line should be. Do you need to have a reader? If you don't have a reader available to you, how do you work that one out? How to do some basic editing, things like that. So use this time to get better. Use this time to improve on your craft. That's why, and I always set aside 5 days every month, like I was saying before, to work with people privately. And that's why so many people have been requesting, and I can't always accommodate everybody because, like I said, I only save 5 days a month. But people know that as the industry opens up, they want to be better prepared. And people have been asking for everything from, I've been helping them figure out how to put together a better headshot, how to work on their resume, how to put together better commercial photos for commercial modeling, how to find local agents, what's the best way to submit to them, how to find agents in other markets, how to try to get work on your own. I mean, all of that. And these are things that people want to do while things are still somewhat slow. So, I guess during the pandemic, I would say use this time wisely, and most importantly, just be good to yourself, be kind to yourself, because it's draining. It can be, especially if you are in your house a lot. I wrote a book, How to Become a Successful Actor and Model. It's really good. Half of it is about commercial modeling, where I go into great detail about techniques to use when you're working with a photographer. And it's everything from shooting home auditions, ways to prepare before TV and film auditions, to creating commercial modeling shots, how to get photos taken free, how to find photographers, how to find agents. And basically, this is a cookbook that you are going to read, you're going to reread, you're going to highlight it, you're going to go back to it again. And so you can get a copy at my website, howtoactandmodel.com. If you do order it from the website, you also get 2 free directories. One is the industry information directory, which is really helpful. So that way, once you create a new headshot or commercial shots, you want to actually print them out, you will find 17 printing companies. And these are places you want to go to, check them out, look at their prices, their styles, their formats, location doesn't matter. And you will save tons of money by going this route. There's other really helpful information in there as well. There's also the SAG-AFTRA directory, where you will find every union office across the country. Oh, and by the way, in the book, I do talk about the union, how to join, should you join, what's it all about, benefits, and really, there's a question whether this is the right time for you to join the union, but you can read about that in the book as well. You can order the book on Amazon as well. It's a little bit less expensive, not that much. It's a little bit less expensive, but you don't get the directories with it. And so anyhow, and like I said, I also do online mentoring, howtoactandmodel.com/mentoring program. And you can also read about that on my website. And I also do online workshop series. And so you can always just shoot me an email if you would like additional information from that. It's Aaron, Aaron, at howtoactandmodel.com. And the very last thing, you definitely want to subscribe to my Acting and Modeling Quick Tips channel. It's my YouTube channel, and it's a pretty long address. So the best thing is just go to my website and you'll find a link. Or if you go to YouTube, I had an older one, and so if you type in either Aaron Marcus or How to Act and Model, you might be taken to my older channel, but if you click on it, there's a video that talks about this is the older one, and then you'll see the link for the new one. But it's the Aaron Marcus Acting and Modeling Quick Tips. And so you'll find, I think, like 223, 224 free acting and modeling quick tips for you there. And so please subscribe, click the bell, the notification button. That way, every time I upload a new video, you'll be notified. And most importantly, please share it with other people. I am still building a community of actors, models, people who want to help each other, share information with each other. So please send the link to others so that we can build a great family of people who truly want to help each other in the industry. And you can send it throughout your social media, to your email list. And look, if you do have any questions, I always make myself available. And once again, you can get to me from howtoactandmodel.com. There's a contact tab at the top, and just shoot me an email, and I'm more than happy to try to get back in touch with you and try to answer any questions that you have. So anyhow, this was fun. I hope this was helpful to you, and hopefully we'll get a chance to talk soon. See ya.